Hey everyone! Welcome back. I am back today with something a little bit different. I have a movie review for you of an awesome little flick that I saw yesterday called My Hero Academia Heroes Rising. So guys, just to let you know, this will be a spoiler heavy review. I wasn't sure how to really do an in-depth review of this movie without giving away a lot of stuff and talking about it in context. So if you haven't seen the movie, please go see it. Come back and watch this when you're done so that we can share our thoughts and chat about it and all that. But please do go see the movie before you watch this review because there will be spoilers. So I saw the movie yesterday, so I did something that I usually don't do, but I wanted to do it in this case because typically when you see me, I just discuss my thoughts, right after I stopped watching the video. But since I saw the movie yesterday and I knew I wouldn't be filming until today, I wanted to go ahead and write down some thoughts for you guys. So I will be pausing periodically to try and read my hen scratch out of my old D&D notebook. So just bear with me because I just wanted to get it all down so that I didn't lose anything between when I saw the movie and now. So first I will tell you my initial thoughts. Oh my God, I loved it. It was so good. For a movie that, typically movies and OVAs are kind of, they're not like super essential to the story, but you just kind of hope that they bring something fun and new and entertaining to the whatever hour or 90 minutes that you're watching them or whatever. This one, I mean, it's not essential to watch, I guess, to understand the series, but oh my goodness, if you're a My Hero fan, like, I feel like you have to see this. This is just too good to pass up. There were quite a few things done in the movie that I felt like, they were kind of giving us, okay, like, we can't do this permanently. We can't do it on a scale that would take anything away from the show, but we're gonna give you something pretty freaking incredible. So those of you, if you're watching this, then you've seen the movie, hopefully. You know what I'm referring to. But there are a couple other things too, so I'll get right into it. So Nine is kind of the main villain for this movie. He is kind of being, we kind of learn throughout the movie that, sort of the puppet master and all this is the League of Villains and Shigaraki, but he's the main villain that we're facing off with throughout the movie. And he has a quirk similar to All for One's, which is stealing other quirks. And he kind of has like a cool way that he can do it. He has like slots where like he can like only have so many quirks at a time and only use so many at a time. So some of those were like his original quirks and others are like ones that he stole. But it's very similar to All for One. So it got me thinking a couple things. First of all, I was like, this is perfect because we can kind of have a similar plot and effect to Izuku facing off against All for One without actually having him face off against All for One and taking that away from the series. Because I don't know, I don't read the manga, but I'm guessing at some point down the road there will be some kind of confrontation directly between All for One and one of our heroes. I don't know that for sure. That's just me speculating, but it was a cool way to kind of do that without doing it. It also got me thinking about the fact that I'll get to more on this particular scene later on for sure. But, we have a scene where it takes one for all users to take down this individual. And it got me thinking of how crazy powerful All Might must be that he managed to take down All for One with, granted, like Izuku, and I don't even know about the details with Bakugo, but, like they hadn't had as much time to perfect it and hone it and everything as All Might. But to think that, like, All Might had that battle with All for One when, like, he was already, like, really weakened and could only use One for All for, like, a certain amount of time, it just kind of drove home to me how crazy, awesome, and strong All Might really is while I was watching this movie. So, okay. So you guys, every time I get to have like a concentrated dose of Bakugo, I love Bakugo just more and more with each passing minute. So I kind of noticed this in the last movie as well, that like we got a lot of stuff with Bakugo, and I think it was the last movie where I was just sitting there like, I think I love Bakugo. And this was no exception, because I was just sitting there like, every scene he's in, he's just funny, super cool, just stealing the show, and it was very fun. But I also liked how we did get a lot from all the other heroes in this one too. I love the little concept of them running their own little hero agency. They were so cute, answering the phones and taking on their missions. We got to see like Ida helping out an elderly woman, and I think it was Momo was like fixing someone's bike, and oh yeah, we got to see Kaminari just like jumping someone's battery, and just all kinds of like really fun little, like non-life threatening but really sweet and, you know, character building hero work, because, you know, it's important to make a community feel protected and everything, which is something that we've kind of been learning throughout the course of our heroes learning how to be heroes. It's not all just about like big, you know, attacks and natural disasters. Like, you do, like, you're keeping the peace no matter what. If that means jump starting somebody's truck, then that's what that means. But that was really, really sweet. And we got to see some stuff later on too, when they were in the middle of like actual battle. That was pretty cool. Tokoyami like really starts to freak out, and they're in the middle of a battle with one of the bad guys, and Mina gets hurt really badly, and he just like, the shadow monster just comes out, and it was pretty amazing. So everyone had some cool stuff to do in one form or another in this movie, which I thought was really neat. And we have these two characters, a little girl and a little boy, who are kind of like, they have a focus in the movie because the villains are kind of after them, or after the little boy at least. And it didn't surprise me at all that Izuku formed this great little relationship rapport with the little boy. The little boy really wants to be a hero, and he's not sure because his quirk isn't really, he doesn't think his quirk is like good enough for it or anything, or not like a great battle quirk, I guess. It turns out he has like a healing quirk, like a cell activation quirk. And I loved that. That was very sweet. And I also really liked how they had kind of an influence on Bakugo too. It wasn't the same rapport, but it did like influence him in his own Bakugo way. So I thought that was really sweet as well. Okay, so getting back to the villain of the movie, Nine, they presented a couple interesting things. Basically, it kind of sounds like the League of Villains experimented on him with the drug that we have been learning about in the series, you know, Overhaul developed. And I don't know if he was just testing to see like how it works. That's kind of what I thought during the movie. Like, oh, he's just experimenting on, you know, viable subjects to see how it goes. But it kind of makes me wonder too if there's more to it than that. The fact that Nine can have multiple quirks and everything, it makes me wonder if maybe Shigaraki is trying to see if he can get multiple quirks, or if that's something that can be done for the League. It's just, I don't know if that's stretching it or not, but that's just kind of something I was wondering like after the movie. They also mentioned something really interesting, and I was like, it's just in the heat of a battle, and I was like, wait, what? But then we kind of like got back to battle, and that's that Nine mentions that Izuku has the potential to possess many quirks. So I guess it makes sense because, you know, if he's inherited One for All, it's possible he might inherit the quirks of the One for All users. They may have mentioned this before, but just something about it like stood out to me like, wait, what? He could? They mention it because Nine is he actually does try to steal One for All, and he's like, oh no, wait, I don't have enough slots for that. It was those words exactly, guys. It was a very well-written script, as you can tell. I'm just kidding, I'm paraphrasing. Okay, so now let's talk about arguably the biggest and best part of the whole movie, and that's that they're in the middle of this crazy battle with Nine, and they're getting beat up, and Izuku uses One for All like 100%, and it doesn't like completely destroy him, which I was like, whoa, he could do that with Eri like rewinding him, but how is he not, like, he was beat up, but I mean, he wasn't like dead, which would have been my guess. If he was trying to use it at 100%, but whatever. But that doesn't even work against this guy, and they're like at the end of the ropes, and Izuku just like stretches out his hand like there's only one way that we can, and like everyone in the theater, I have to say, seeing this in a theater, I'm really glad. I'm sad I couldn't react to it for you guys. I did go back and forth on like waiting for a home release, but I ended up just saying like, you know, I can't wait to see it. I have to go see it in theaters. And seeing it in a theater was such a special experience, because there were people cosplaying, there were people freaking out. I got to be on the other end of the reaction video thing and just kind of see how everyone else was reacting, which is really fun. And when he stretches out his hand towards Bakugo like that, I can tell you, like, the squeeze in the theater were very intense. But basically, he's able to transfer One for All to Bakugo. And because I guess, you know, even once it's transferred, you know, the user can still use like remnants of it, just like All For Might had like remnants of it, even after he passed it on to Izuku. They were able to use it at once, and they both went Super Saiyan at the same time, and it was amazing. It was so good. Oh my goodness. It was everything. Getting to see them both fight at like this god level power together and just teaming up in general was just amazing. So one of the things that made me wonder about is a few of you have pointed out to me that in the past on My Hero, when they have shown the One for All users, they've shown like silhouettes, and one of the silhouettes has like spiky hair. And a couple people have theorized, like, is it Red Riot? Is it Bakugo? And now I'm wondering, is that something we're going to find out later on and it was just coincidence? Or was it specifically referencing this where, you know, Bakugo is technically a One for All user. He doesn't remember it now. Which, you know, again, it's kind of, I think it's cool that we got to see it, but I can also tell they're trying to like maybe save some things for the show. Like, we don't want to, you know, I don't know if they're planning on doing this again. I honestly have no idea, but you know, they've kind of put themselves in a position where like it's all kind of a blank slate again in case they ever wanted to do anything ever again, which I think is really cool. But so I don't know if it'll come back around, but it made me wonder, like, the first thing I thought was the silhouette's like, oh my god, is that the spiky haired One for All user? It's possible. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. So basically, I had a ton of fun with this movie. It was fun, it was action-packed, and I went in just kind of expecting, you know, just a fun but vanilla sort of, you know, oh, okay, this is going to be a cool, you know, basically an equivalent of like maybe like a filler episode or something, but it'll be fun. We'll get to see it on the big screen. And man, I think it was so much more than that. The fact that we got to see what we saw with Bakugo and Izuku was really, really cool, and just kind of put it over the edge, I think, of being just like a run-of-the-mill kind of OVA. Not that there would have been anything wrong with just having a fun OVA where, like, how often do you get to go see My Hero in theaters? Like, it's pretty fun. But yeah, it was so much more than that. So yes, I loved it. I would say it's a must if you're a My Hero fan. I'm so glad I saw it. Thank you guys for listening to my review. Let me know what you thought of it as well. I'm sure you guys have noticed, like, you guys are so smart because you always notice like a billion things that I didn't pick up on or maybe didn't quite get. So enlighten me. And let me know what you thought of the movie. So thank you guys for listening, and please be sure to join me for more My Hero reactions. I will see you then. We'll watch it together. Bye for now, guys.